Hi everyone, this is Lauren Diapoli. I'm the Mondays at Racine Nutrition Coordinator, and today I'm going to be discussing some immune boosting food hacks. On the menu today, I'll be discussing the science behind plant-based eating, also discussing some specific immune boosters, vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, and turmeric. I'll also discuss the vital nature of talking to your doctor before starting any supplements or making any drastic changes to your diet. I'll also provide some contact information for me so you can reach out with any questions, comments, and concerns. And I'll also be providing a list of references that I used for this presentation. Eating a low-fat, plant-based style diet gives immunity a natural boost. Vegetarians and even those that are just moderately adhering to more meatless lifestyle have more effective white blood cell counts compared to those who eat a diet that's high in meat. This can be attributed to the higher intake of vitamins and minerals and the lower intake of saturated fat. Regular intake of fruits and vegetables and whole grains increases fiber, which can help support a healthy gut, which is also vital for strong immunity. Because plant-based foods are rich in antioxidants, they naturally reduce oxidative stress. Consumption of vitamin C-rich foods reduces the duration and severity of common colds and can prevent the development of pneumonia. Vitamin C is an antioxidant and it protects our cells from free radical damage. It aids in the absorption of proteins that form collagen, tendons, ligaments, and blood vessels, and it promotes wound healing, maintains healthy teeth, and reduces inflammation. Because it aids in the absorption of iron, it also protects our bones. Fruits and vegetables are obviously the best source of vitamin C. Eating a variety of these foods will help meet the daily requirements. It dissolves in water and any excess leaves the body in urine. Since our bodies don't store vitamin C, it is important that we get this nutrient in our diet every day. You can throw some red peppers into your salad, use it as a scoop for hummus or dip. You can make a summer salad with strawberries, add papaya or mango into a low-fat yogurt or a smoothie. Any of these foods are a great addition to your daily diet. It is important to note that vitamin C supplements have been shown to interact negatively with certain cancer drugs, so it's really important to get these foods in dietarily instead of by supplement. And if you do feel like you're going to be taking a supplement, of course, make sure you discuss it with your doctor, but it's really best to just make sure you're eating a variety of Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cauliflower, maybe drinking tomato juice if that agrees with you. Kiwi is a delicious food that is actually really high in folate and is nutrient dense. It can help with constipation. I actually use kiwi on toast, like instead of jam. It's delicious. It sounds weird, but it's one of my favorite foods since I'm a little kid. So the science behind vitamin D. People who are at risk of influenza or COVID-19 should actually consider taking a high dose of vitamin D3 and then decrease to the standard 5,000 international units daily after a few weeks of a higher dose. Of course, as always, speak to your doctor about this, but there's actually a study done that shows that this has decreased the chance of infection. This should be taken or eaten alongside foods that are rich in magnesium, which actually acts as a cofactor to the enzymatic reaction that breaks down vitamin D. Vitamin D supplementation promotes the immune response by enhancing monocyte phagocytosis. I know that sounds like a lot, but really what this means is that it just digests and destructs particles that pose a risk to our bodies. I kind of think of phagocytes like a Pac-Man in our cells, but instead of eating up the fruit, it's kind of eating up the nasty stuff we really don't want there. Vitamin D reduces systolic blood pressure and actually improves the function of our lower extremities. It has been shown to reduce biomarkers related to decreased immunity in postmenopausal women, and it's widely known that vitamin D promotes calcium absorption in the gut. Spending time in the sun is by far the most effective way to get your daily dose of vitamin D, but it's not always easy to get sufficient sun exposure. So this is why a modified plant-based diet can actually include beneficial animal protein. Similar to a Mediterranean-style diet or what's called a pescatarian diet or an ovo-vegetarian-style diet, this means that if you eat fish and eggs, they can really, in addition to a largely plant-based diet, diet, it could really add to the vitamin D in your day. This dish that's shown here on this slide is actually an excellent way to take in vitamin D. It's a piece of salmon, I believe, and it also is alongside avocado. Avocado has magnesium in it, and that's shown to aid in the absorption of vitamin D, as I had mentioned on the last slide. So this is actually a really great little meal. Some other foods that you can eat are canned tuna, which most people usually have in their pantry and is pretty affordable. Mushrooms, salmon, sardines. I don't know a lot of people that eat them, but if you like them, they're a great way to get vitamin D in your day. And also egg yolk. So try to just eat the entire egg. There was a lot of talk about eggs being super high in cholesterol and that being dangerous for us, but there's actually studies that show the benefits of eating the entire egg, especially because the egg yolk has choline in it. But of course, make sure your eggs are cooked thoroughly so you reduce your risk of salmonella. Zinc protects the body from infection because it's necessary for normal cell function and nerve signaling. Some studies have shown that zinc can actually prevent a virus from attaching to the lungs, the windpipe, and our nasal cavity because it interacts with the outer layer of the virus, which prevents it from growing. So zinc lozenges are a good way to do this. Zinc can also reduce the symptoms that are caused by radiation in the neck and the head. Of course, make sure you discuss with your doctor whether or not it's safe for you to take a zinc supplement or even have zinc lozenges. And high doses of zinc supplements can cause a bad taste in your mouth, so intaking dietary forms of zinc is really ideal. So here are some foods that can help you intake your daily needed zinc. Shellfish, wheat, rice, oats, quinoa, which is a seed, hemp, another seed, pumpkins, and squash seeds. Most people don't eat squash seeds unless they actually cut open a squash and cook them themselves, but pumpkin seeds are available in any store in a little container. Pepitas are a great addition to a salad. Pine nuts are another food that isn't really commonly consumed, but they are calorically dense, so just a few goes a long way. Lentils, chickpeas, beans, even dairy, eggs, and dark chocolate are sources of zinc. Turmeric actually might be anti-cancer because it starves tumors and reduces the viability of cancer cells. There's a lot of studies done on this, but of course, before throwing tons of turmeric onto your food, you're going to want to discuss with your doctor, especially because all of these amazing properties of turmeric actually could adversely affect you if you're on an anticoagulant medication, a medication for diabetes, hypertension, or hypercholesterol medication, because turmeric is so effective that it actually lowers serum levels of cholesterol. It can lower your blood pressure. It's antiviral, antifibrotic, anti-ulcer, antifungal, antibacterial, antiviral, anti-carcinogenic. It's an antioxidant, and it's anti-inflammatory. I put a little turmeric into my soup. I even give my dogs turmeric every day, and they're all senior dogs, and it's done wonders for their arthritis. My 14-year-old dog runs around like a psycho. Turmeric is a little potent, so you're not going to want to dump tons of it onto everything, but there are some interesting ways to add it into your diet. I'll give you some ideas here. You could sprinkle it on vegetables. Actually, it's really particularly delicious alongside cauliflower. I love to saute a red onion with cauliflower and add some turmeric to it. It's one of my favorite things. I weirdly eat that for breakfast, and I love it. You can also make golden milk, which is just about 2 cups of milk. You'd use unsweetened dairy-free milk, and then add a teaspoon of turmeric and a teaspoon of powdered ginger, and then you could sweeten it with maybe honey or agave, even maple syrup. You can also add some turmeric into your coffee alongside some cinnamon, nutmeg, or cardamom. You can dissolve a teaspoon of turmeric into hot water and have it in place of tea. You can add it to smoothies or shakes, or sprinkle some into your soup. I have made also for the Pop-About in Riverhead a chicken soup that had turmeric in it. You can put turmeric into your pancake batter, just a little teeny sprinkle, or you could use it in a muffin recipe, which I actually have on the next slide. So this cashew banana turmeric muffin is pretty simple. It's 1 cup of chopped cashews, 3 mashed ripe bananas, 1/4 cup of melted coconut coconut oil. I've been eating a lot of coconut yogurt, so that's on the brain. 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon each of cinnamon, turmeric, nutmeg, cardamom, cloves, and salt. You can omit any of those if you want to, but the idea is to try to intake turmeric, so trying to leave that one in. And then you're going to mix the dry ingredients separate from the wet ingredients, and then slowly mix the wet into the dry, and then pour it into lined muffin tins. You'll bake this at 350 for about 25 minutes or until a toothpick comes out clean. You can put butter on this, honey, cream cheese, even icing if you want, and have it kind of like a cupcake. I think it's pretty delicious, and it's a pretty simple way to intake turmeric in your diet. So, of course, before doing anything drastic or including anything crazy into your diet, like dumping turmeric onto everything or taking zinc lozenges, make sure that you discuss this with your doctor, as there's so many different cancer drugs on the market, and you want to make sure that you're not going to do anything to cause any negative interactions. Don't begin taking any supplements unless it's cleared by your oncologist, but typically small dietary changes like incorporating more fruits and vegetables are really going to help you, especially adding a little bit of healthy fish, like having a piece of salmon for dinner in place of chicken, and incorporating more fruits and vegetables and whole grains into your diet really goes a long way and helps improve the nutrient content of your daily intake. As always, I'm available to discuss any nutrition information with you or answer any questions that you may have. I'm open to any suggestions on content you might be interested in having me present about, or if you'd just like to chat, I'm always here to talk. You can also check out my Instagram account and see how I'm sustaining myself during Corona quarantine. I hope you're all doing well and you're staying safe, and that we'll be back together again soon. And here are my references. There's a few more pages, so I'm going to leave them up a little bit in case you're interested in checking out any of these studies or the websites that I used for the information I provided. And again, if you have any questions or you'd like a list of these references, please let me know and I'd be happy to provide you with that. Take care.